Well, hey guys. Actually, just about an hour ago, I finished the first episode of the firewood video. Had some lunch, and now we'll start off with this workshop project. I did change my hat though, so it wouldn't look weird. So to be honest, I wanted to start this project last year, but I ended up doing the zipline project instead. Main reason was that there was some kind of a black goo parked here and I couldn't really do anything. But right now that black goo is gone and we can finally start off this project. So I have actually quite a lot of work planned out. Work that I want to do to this room. So most likely I will break it up into episodes to ensure that the video would not be like 7 hours long. I'm currently aiming for about 3 episodes as of right now, but things may change. So I'm gonna break it down for you guys what my intentions are and what I wanna do. Firstly, I wanna make sure that the wind does not get in here. So I'm planning to insulate that door and also make it windproof. Also the windows, I mean they are just crap. I did order a couple of windows for the shop, so I'm guessing these will be a bit more efficient. Now after I'm finished with that, then I'm pretty satisfied how the room is nicely sealed. Because the room actually is insulated. So all the walls behind the OSB and also up here on the ceiling, it has insulation on it. I did install it way back when. After that, I'm looking to kind of fix this floor. Now the floor itself is sort of okay, but it has this dust situation on it. So even if I clean it nicely, in about a month or two, it will pretty much look like this again. So I think I have two options. Either I put a new layer of concrete on top of the old one, or I can try to grind this floor down and then apply the dust sealant. So after you make a floor, you're supposed to add some type of dust proofing chemical on it. Now I did buy that chemical thing a while ago. Keep in mind though that this is not very cheap. I think this thing was about 60 or 70 bucks for 10 liters only. But what it's supposed to be is decreases concrete wear and tear by 50% and also decreases water absorption. Dust breaker. And last year I did resurface this entire bath and so far it has held up pretty nicely. For the resurface part I did add a ton of more cement into the mix, and also addition to that I grinded the entire floor down, but I forgot to add that dust sealant thing. Even without the dust sealant, I mean it's still a lot better than my workshop floor. I'm thinking that will be episode 1. In episode 2 I will be focusing on the walls and the ceiling. Right now I have OSB for the walls. I mean it works, it's fine, but it's not very fireproof. So most likely I will get some fire resistant drywall. And I'm thinking I'm gonna cover the entire OSB with some drywall. That way I can seal up every wooden piece in this workshop, which will not make it fireproof, but it will greatly reduce the chance of something catching on fire, I hope. Also in the second episode I'm hoping to build my second workspace on this wall. So I want to make sure that anything to do with metalworking remains on that side, because this side has this massive rock wall which will most likely not catch on fire. And for the third episode I'm looking to get a lathe. I most likely need to get it beforehand because I want to fit that lathe in that corner and then build on the work platforms for the tables. But hooking up the lathe will most likely take some time. For that I need 3-phase power and I don't have that in the shop right now. However, I do have 3-phase power right outside the shop. Right there. So I need to get my Yanmar down here, dig a trench from there through here, get the power cable going either under the boulder wall or do it. And then I could power my lathe. Need a lot of power for that thing. A lot of donkey power. Most likely I will do the third episode sometime during the summertime. And with that, I think that's about it. Some loose ends here and there, but pretty much explained everything that I want to do here. I mean, there was this one other thing that I really wanted, but kind of cancelled on that idea. So I wanted to build a gantry crane here, and not just a simple back and forward crane. A crane that would cover this entire area. So I needed to put an I-beam there, an I-beam here, and another I-beam between the two. I even contacted some kind of steel company to calculate what thickness I-beams I would need. I was looking for about minimal 1 ton capacity up to 2.5 tons. But even at 1 ton, the I-beam thickness was ridiculous. I think it was about 220 millimeters thick. So that's like from here to here. And that was just the center span. I mean, the sides needed to be even thicker. And one of those I-beams was about $400, guys. But that wasn't the main reason why I cancelled that idea. The main problem was the height of the ceiling. I mean, if I installed those I-beams here, the center I-beam would be probably sitting somewhere here. And then I would add this thing to that thing, and that thing would probably be sitting somewhere here. Yeah, that makes no sense. So I completely abandoned that idea. So guys, before we start off this project, let's take a little trip down memory lane of how this room looked like 6 years ago. So originally this place looked like this. I believe it was sitting like this for about 10 to 15 years. Before that, I remember as a kid there were huge, massive, fat piggies living in here. One side was left for the pigs and the other side was left for the chickens. Both of these rooms had about a meter of animal crap in it. It probably took about a week or two of shoveling to get that thing out of the window. It would have been awesome if I had a bobcat at the time. After cleaning all the rotten wood and crap out of the area, we decided to demolish the center boulder wall and make it into one big room. I mean, it was completely worth it. Just imagine if the room just ended on this point. Then it would have been really tiny and pointless. And what would have been this room even for? Yeah, really glad we removed this wall from here. After finishing the demolishing job, I also finished pouring the remaining concrete floor in the area, and then I started insulating the workshop. Like I said, all the walls except the boulder walls got a layer of insulation on it. The insulation itself is fireproof, so the thing will not catch on fire very easily. So I think I was standing somewhere here when I took this picture. I mean, you can see from the picture that the area is pretty messed up. But the cleaning part wasn't the worst part. Actually, the wall, the log wall that you see in this image, it was crooked outside like that. I had some crazy ideas how to get it upright, but none of that worked. Ended up just pushing the entire roof over to the other side with couple of hydraulic jacks. Now that idea worked out great. And it also helped to kind of re-level the roof, because this roof was... well, it had a giant bowl in it. Right now it's a bit better. But yeah, that's how this room kinda got where it's at right now. And I'm looking forward to making some upgrades. So if you are interested, then let's get to work. First thing that I need to do is always puzzling, because I have no idea. Probably should remove a bunch of stuff from here. Most likely gonna have a hard time doing a concrete floor with all this crap here. And for episode 2, I need to clear all the walls up. Let's empty the place. Yeah, I think I need to empty this entire workshop. Oh boy. This is the last time this room will look how it looks. Not this crap again. Check this cupboard out. This is pretty interesting. I forgot that in Estonia, you need to anchor everything down. For example, if you pull up a car into the workshop, you need to anchor that crap to the floor. Because the drunk village people, they don't care about getting caught. Even if they do get caught, then the local authorities are like, next time, don't get caught. I don't have time to deal with your paperwork. Sometimes I wish we had some American laws. For example, if you see a trespasser going on your property, you can just pull up your RPG, fire at the guy, and the trespasser is just gone. I mean, poof, just like that. KIA, maybe some dust left over. Bro, I have no idea. I mean, this thing is a universal screw opener, so... It's off camera. Oh boy. Took me an entire day to empty the place. I think we're done.
Sellepärast, et pole vedu, jah? Pärast on Andris näitab siin videos.
Ei ulata.
See on kaamera, ma üritan nagu telefoni jälgi.
Peidad nüüd ennast minu taha või?
Issi.
Enne ta käis üle. Ta vist tagurpidi ei lähe hästi. Ta sõitis esipidi üle.
Betooni peal on jääne.
Mida?
Ei lähe. Soviet tractor to the rescue. Desperate measures right here. Caveman fix. No nyt tätä perään. Kuuluu niin nauha.
Joo, kuuluu.
Great news, guys. Got rid of one broken kebab trolley that was sitting on this spot for years, and now we have another one. This thing is also a broken kebab trolley. So the front wheel drive does not operate at all. So the last Beamer sat here for about 2 or 3 years. What do you reckon how long this will be here? No idea, to be honest. But anyway, let's focus on the matter at hand. Like I said, it took me an entire day to clear this room out. But it took me years to build it up. Kinda seems like a bummer situation. But I have to keep in mind that it will hopefully be better than it was before. So this will be my workshop for the time being. Better hurry up doing this job because that workshop will not do. Probably should remove those shelves as well. By the way, if you are wondering where is the Soviet chair? Currently the guy is on vacation, so... But we do have his Mexican cousin to help us out. Just between you and me, I don't think he's that great. Okay, pretty flat now. Thinking let's install the windows. Yeah, let's do the windows. Took me a while. Guess I got the wrong size. Whoops. Always add foam from both sides, guys. That way you can ensure that it's a good seal. Wonder how I've usually done this stuff. The window trim, I mean. Something simple, cheap, and sort of has to look good. Gotta love those rusty nails. Say what you want about unshielded nails, but these things will last for centuries. This time though, I will not forget to remove this thing like I did last time. Kurat küll, kuidas see jama ära tuleb? If it's good enough for me, then it's good enough for me. Whatever that means. Although it's missing one crucial element, and that would be some crude oil. At least I won't get comments now saying that why did you not add any oil to the wood? Dodged the bullet right there. Although now I might get comments like, you dumbass, why did you oil the wood in winter? Or why did you not use masking tape? I think I opened up a Pandora's box there. If you're wondering, the inner layer tape, completely irrelevant. I can remove that anytime I want. For example, when I'm like 90, I can tell my grand thing, don't forget to remove this thing. Yeah, right. Like, I'm gonna make it to 90. More snow. This winter is weird. But anyway, I guess this is fine. Let's go inside. What did you hear? This bit here. That bit here. Bro, are you even doing anything? Are you supposed to be a drill or what? What's useless tool? Makita. No choice. Oh. I guess that's the reason it doesn't drill. I don't think it's supposed to be flat like that. This is a bit better. Wait a minute. Bro, I did it again. I forgot to remove the tape. Why does this keep happening to me? Definitely something wrong up here. This is not the first time this has happened. I'm gonna remove this at the end of this project. And I'm about 200% sure that I will forget. But it's okay, you guys will remind me. But anyway, I think this one came out quite okay. Let's deal with the other side now. Fresh air. Nice. This brings back memories. Me using this thing to remove these things. This wood is pretty crispy. not the best quality. I assume it's because of the animals that stayed here. This log wall is still kinda crooked, as you can see. But it's still a lot better than what it was before. I mean, just imagine this log was somewhere here, and this is the best I could manage. I was kind of afraid to push the roof any further because the house just started making weird sounds. I thought the whole thing is just gonna collapse. So that's why it's still a bit crooked. But it's fine. Nobody will ever know. Always some stupid nail in the way. This time I did not forget. By the way, whenever installing these types of windows, notice that gray plastic part down there. Now you're supposed to add foam not just under it, but also to cover it up from one side. Now this was told to me by the window company, that people always forget to insulate that plastic part. Unlike the window, that plastic part will let the cold in. Gotta have a good seal. Concrete treated OSB, guys. Should be fireproof. freaking snow. Anyway, guys, I think the windows came out pretty good. I would say definitely better than the old ones. Maybe. Anyway, let's proceed. Next up, let's focus on this door. So, guys, I have two goals with this door that I want to achieve. First and foremost, I want to make sure the thing is windproof. Right now, it's not so much. And secondly, I want to insulate the door. So let's do that bit. Actually, I need to make sure the doors are shut while I do the work. You know, deep down, I have a feeling that I should say something between the lines of I feel warmer already, but that would be a plain lie. Remember this thing, guys? I used this piece of OSB on the zipline project. And now the thing will go here. Need to cover that gap. These screws are made out of pudding. I think that's a pretty decent seal up there. Now I need something for the bottom. maximum horsepower. This thing clearly needs a turbocharger. Guys, at least there's this one thing that is great about wintertime. I can get to the sauna faster. Huge bonus. How deep is this concrete? What the banana? Did I do to you? Yeah, that thing will definitely work its way in. I'm actually super happy how this came out. It's pretty nicely sealed now. Wind can bizz off from this room from now on. That douchebag will definitely not get in here anymore. Okay guys, so I think it's going pretty well. Believe I'm on day 2 now. We already got the windows installed and sorted out the main door. So next up would be the concrete floor. But while we're hovering in the window and door department, I figured let's explore the option to change that door out. I mean, the door... it's a Soviet door, so should be pretty solid, but... Okay, so the only thing that I actually don't like about this setup is this. Getting stuff into the workshop that are on wheels is an absolute pain with that. I do have some doors that have some European markings on them, so maybe I would benefit if I switched this one out. But I'm not sure yet. I need to do some measuring. I might actually just get away by not demolishing that much. I would only need to make it a bit taller, somewhere here. But before I do that, let's go get that door. Currently there's 2 problems with that. Number 1, the barn door, most likely frozen into the ground. The second one though, the weight of the door. That thing weighs a ton, and currently I'm solo, so no idea how I'm gonna get it here, but we'll figure that bit out later. You know, the problem with this entrance is that it's just against the hill, so all the water will drive against the entrance. This is like a really stupid placement for a door. This house most likely will be the last house I will renovate on the property, and then I will seal up this door 100%. And I think I'm gonna make a new entrance to that wall, because that entrance absolutely sucks. Should be wide enough for a door if I can move it. Even inside the barn, everything is frozen to the floor. Kinda sketchy to balance this thing while standing on pure ice. Bro, I'm pretty sure if this drops, it's gonna break my floor in half. This thing weighs nothing. It's like paper. I don't get it how this door frame is able to hold that door. Estonian farm doors. Luckily though, I found this trusty hammer to accompany me on this journey. Soviet hammer. When I was gonna get another chance to hammer something with a table vise? Yeah, never. So might as well. And this thing is a lot lighter. Like nothing. Keep in mind though, this door, it used to be my grandmother's bedroom door. So definitely I'm not gonna throw it into fire or something. Maybe I will do something with it one day. Because the new frame fits in the old frame, I'm gonna leave the old frame in here. I only need to make it a bit taller. This is most likely gonna suck. Man, you just can't go through screws with a regular saw blade. Screws are made out of really tough steel. Wonder how this will do. Actually snap that thing in half, just like that. This is going surprisingly well. Siinäkin olemassa. Okay. Let's pretend that's not there. That's how I get by. Just pretend that crap does not exist. Houston, we may have a problem. I just now realized that the hinges are not on this side. That means the door will open to this side. I would rather it open against the wall, but I could take these things to this side. But that means I have to make this very precise joint on here, here, and here. Also, I would need to make this joint on this side. Yeah, no, definitely not. That is some tight business right there. Not good, not bad. Now comes the tricky part. This thing is pretty cool, guys. Like a medieval type of box thing. Wonder if there's any treasure in here. Somebody forgot their hair. Who does this guy remind you of? These are some really old documents. Oh, so this is some kind of loan document from a bank. Interest rate is 0.5% per month. Clearly no treasure map in there. Now this is pretty cool. So this is the map of the Russian Federation. Estonia is right here. Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine. Wonder how old this map is. 1978. 1978, guys. Actually not that old. Wow. Soviet Union. No idea. No idea. I'm pretty sure that this one might be my grandma. I would love to know the date of this picture. Dang, it looks really old. You know, I have never seen these pictures before. Check this out. 1914, guys. That's like 2 years after the Titanic sank. This picture. Trip down memory lane. This entire box is probably full of pretty cool stuff. But don't have time for this crap. Gotta install some stupid door somehow. Kurat küll, jobureid. Ai kurat, peaaegu. Ei, ära mine sisse. No. I'm gonna remove the middle one. I think it will be a bit easier then. Oh, I think I got it. I call success. If the door nicely closes without any problems, opens without any issues, stays nicely put without opening or closing by itself, then we have a nice level door. Yeah. didn't actually take me that long. Thought I'm gonna have more of an issue with the door opening this way. Actually, I'm glad that the door opens this way. Leaves more room in the workshop. Okay, let's sort out the handle thing. Now, some of you guys remember that I also installed this door. Exactly the same door. On the cabin as well. And I still don't have the handle for it. But I did manage to dig up some information about that. So the original door handle lock mechanism thing that was designed for this door. By the way, this door was designed for a hotel. It's kind of difficult to get your hands on it. The locking mechanism, I mean. Addition to the lock and key, the set also has some kind of card reader or some type of chip thing. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm unable to get my hands on that setup. Unless I go to the hotel which has these doors and hijack one of the locks. Actually, I would need to still do one for here and another one for the cabin. Also, the set is kinda expensive. I haven't seen it on sale anywhere, but a buddy of mine told me it's about $500 to $600, which seems pretty messed up just for the locking mechanism. I'm pretty sure the door itself is about that price. So I need to come up with some type of alternative solution. Let's try to figure something out. So my Santa Claus brought a bunch of lock sets. Maybe one of them will fit. This might fit, maybe. You know, I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be that tight. Let's keep trying. This fits here, but it's not deep enough. This thing has some wires coming out of it. Nope. These are not deep enough. Yeah, not gonna do. And this one was the closest, but it should be a bit more deep. Wonder what this thing is. Oh, I think I know what this is. So this is the thing that normal people shouldn't usually have. Luckily though, I'm not a normal people. Maybe let's try to put this thing there. If I can figure it out how to install it. Bro. Ain't nobody got time for that crap. Let's just YOLO this. How hard can it be? This bit here maybe. If it fits, it will sit. Maybe this way. No idea. No idea. No idea. Bunch of useless extra stuff. Maybe we don't need them. It would be great if this thing pulled the door inwards. Why is it so cold? It's like almost April by now. And it's still below 20. I can only do about 20 minutes of work outside right now before my fingers going numb. And I do have proper winter gloves, in addition to these things. My theory is that this winter will last forever. I didn't really plan to install this thing, but free stuff, guys. Maybe it will be useful. Plus, I'm pretty sure this thing probably is at least $100. Now what to do with this bit? I want the thing to nicely stay shut. Plan B, guys. Maybe this thing will help me out. Close enough. I mean, whoever manufactured this door is probably crying right now. Cry me a river. Desperate measures require desperate solutions. Sadly, this will have to do for the time being. Did add this little magnet here, so sometimes I need the door to nicely stay open, and that thing will do that. Now for the locking mechanism, I think I ended up trying like 11 different locks. None of them fit here, and this was the closest I could find, but it's still not the correct one. I'm thinking this has ASA or ASA standard, so I need to keep digging. If I can find a lock set that will even sort of fit on this door, then I can make it fit. I also need this bit here. There's some kind of a metal bracket. I think I'm gonna wrap up the first episode now. Already got a bunch of things done, but actually not that much. Basically installed a couple of windows, insulated the main door, and installed another door there. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it sure was a lot of work. Think it's fine to wrap up the first episode now. So in the next one I will focus on the concrete floor and some other concrete related stuff. But until then, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. By the way, guys, before I end this video, a little bit of off topic. There is this one person that does not get enough gratitude. Well, apart from you guys. I'm talking about my mom. She has done an absolute ton of hard labor throughout her life. So I want to take this moment to kind of show you her work. Keep in mind, this is only a small part of it. So her snowplowing. Now I do a bit of snowplowing with that thing there, sometimes that thing there, and now also sometimes with this thing. But she's never happy with my work. I don't really blame her. I do a pretty sloppy work when it comes to snowplowing. and she will always overdo it. Sure, I will drive in the base, but she will manually go over it and keep it clean with just a normal snow shovel. I mean, if she was a drug addict, this would probably be her drug. I mean, all you see here, everything is manual labor. Even where kids play, pathways everywhere. Even the driveway has been completely cleared. And it's not like there's a little bit of snow. I mean, for comparison, the lottery machine, German lottery machine, exactly the same height as the snow pile. Wow. What a badass. That's my mom for you. Probably even a harder worker than I am.